Hello everyone, this is Katie with Homeschooling for His Kingdom. Welcome. To those of you who are new, I like to talk about homeschooling topics on the channel. New curriculum or ideas that the Lord has shown me or I've learned through another homeschool mama. Sometimes I'll just share with what the Holy Spirit is teaching our family as well. But today I specifically want to talk about the Step Up Scholarship. Again, I know this is the third video that I've put out there about it, but it's new for us in Florida, and there's just a lot of questions that are coming in, and questions I have myself too. And so I wanted to come on and just share what I've learned so far regarding once you've been awarded. So this video will be from basically once you've been awarded the scholarship, what your next steps will be. I do have some other videos out there about the different scholarships that Florida is offering. There's more than just the PEP Scholarship, the Personal Education Program, which is mostly for homeschoolers, and that's why I'm very interested in it. But there's other scholarships out there, so if you want to go ahead and look at the original video, that'll show you the different options that are available for you if you're not a homeschooler. But then the second video is more on what you can use the scholarship for. And then this one is once you've been awarded, what's the next steps? So I actually got a comment from somebody that I want to address specifically, I think in the third point, but I'll go in order. But she wanted to know, she said, do you have to register with one of the Step Up Homeschool umbrellas, or can you freelance? So I'm going to talk about that, as well as what we need to do to re-register ourselves, essentially, if we're a normal homeschooling family, like with private affidavit, or if you're going through a charter, what do you have to do now if you've been given the scholarship? Okay, so let's start at the top. What we need to do is, let's just go right to their website. If you want to take notes or maybe just pause or rewind, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of like links or go here, go there. I'm going to be using my desktop or my laptop, so it might look different if you're going to do this on your phone, your iPhone or your smartphone. So all of these directions are going to be basically from a desktop view. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to stepupforstudents.org. And then on that page, go to scholarships, which will be on the left, and then go to personalized education. And that will basically pop up the PEP section of their site. And this is where we're going to be finding most of our information. So if you scroll down, basically towards the bottom, they have basically, it's not a checklist exactly, it's bullet points. But I wanted to just go through their bullet points to make sure we've covered everything. So the first thing they ask us to do, and also just to circle back really quickly, for those of you who aren't exactly sure what the PEP Scholarship is, let me just read from their site for a second here. It says that Florida students who are not full-time private or public school students can access the Personalized Education Program, the PEP, through the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship Program. This scholarship provides an education savings account to fund the educational needs of eligible students. And so that's just a little bit about it. Their website has a lot more for you, but that's just a quick highlight of what it is. Okay, so what is required? Go under the what is required section. PEP students must, number one, is declare a grade level, which is used to determine the student's eligibility and scholarship values. Okay, so that one you will have done when you applied. And so I was on the phone last night with one of the girls just to make sure I'm understanding everything correctly. And she said, yes, when you've prepared your application, in there you had to put the grades of what your children will be going into for 2024-2025 year. So that one's already done. You can take that one off the list. The second thing we have to do is submit and maintain a student learning plan annually. Okay, so at first I was a little overwhelmed. I was like, oh my, like, am I gonna have to get this big planner and like write all these notes? No, you don't have to. It's actually really easy. So what you do is, if you're on the page, so again, go to stepupforstudents.org, go to the scholarships and go to PEP, scroll all the way down, that's where I'm at. They're gonna have like a hyperlink to take you to a student learning plan, which is a PDF, a 3-page document that you can download. And here's a little bit of the highlights from that page. So what it is a student learning plan is a customized learning plan developed by parents or guardians and revised at least annually. You can revise it more than once, but at least they are asking us to please do it at least once a year. This is to guide instruction for their students and to address the services needed to fulfill their academic needs. The parents, I'm skipping down a little bit. Parents and guardians are given a list of academic priorities that they're going to basically focus on that year. And then within these categories, the parents and guardians choose areas they want to work on with their kiddos. So it can be like academic, or it can be for character. And so you're going to pick in both columns. So what I wanted to tell you too, which was really helpful, they have a 6-minute video basically showing you how to get your student learning plan, and like where it is on the site and how to fill it out. And instead of me going into detail, just please watch the video. The video is located in the student handbook, or the parent handbook, excuse me. So the parent handbook, again, let's go back to where we were on stepupforstudents.org. Under the PEP, you go all the way down. And so it's basically in the middle. It says Parent Handbook, and just click on that. Again, it's a PDF with, I think they're called hyperlinks, but you click it and it will, it's on page 8. You click it and it will take you to a video, and then just watch the detail on how to fill it out. And you will be filling it out online. And I don't know about you guys, but when I got my approved or awarded email, we were ridiculously excited, praise God. But the email also said, hey, don't fill out your student learning plan yet. We will let you know. So I asked the gal last night, I was like, when or how will we know that it's time? And she said that on your dashboard, so when you actually log in, it's going to be under action items. And so right now mine says no action items. So just keep checking, and they will probably send you an email as well when it's time to fill out that learning plan. And then just update it annually, next year. Based on what you will be working on with your student then or next year. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. In the video, I have a lot of notes on how to fill it out, but honestly, I feel like it might be a little overwhelming without seeing it. So just follow along in the video on how to select it, but it's all going to be from your dashboard. You're going to go down to your student, click on some things, and it's very self-explanatory. So I don't want to overwhelm you with too many links. So just follow that video on how to fill out your plan. Okay, so that's step 2, I believe. Okay. So again, let's go back to their bullet points on the PEP website. Okay. So we have declared our children's grades for next year. We have submitted, or we will submit, the student learning plan. The third item is to withdraw as a full-time public or private school student, or terminate a home education program with their school district and enroll as a PEP student with Step Up for Students. And that one I just want to mention isn't hard either, but it is something that we're going to have to do. So whether you are homeschooling as part of a charter right now, or if you're homeschooling with private affidavit form like we are, you're going to have to go ahead and let the Department of Education know that, hey, I'm changing now, and we are part of the PEP program. We're going to be homeschooling as a PEP student. That's the bottom line. And so how do I do that? Okay, so you go to same page. It's right there with the checklist. They actually have another hyperlink. Let's see. Oh, no, they don't. Not for this one. Okay, so this is what you do for this one. Let me just read a paragraph really quickly too on kind of like why. So it said, this is from their frequently asked questions. Well, and this addresses this mama's question about, can I freelance, or do I have to go under one of their umbrellas? You will still be able to homeschool, basically, as far as I understand, how you have been if you are a private affidavit. And I guess maybe that's kind of how I feel like I'm a freelancer, kind of like I pick the home curriculum I want. I teach the children at the pace I want. We do record the days right now. And I do have to meet with my certified teacher annually, and she has to check on their progress. That's what we're doing right now, okay? So that part where you get to pick the curriculum and so on doesn't change in the sense of freelancing, but what would change is what you're gonna be called to the district. So, and you mentioned if you had to pick under one of the umbrellas, there's really only one, if I understand right, if you're doing the PEP program. That's what the gal told me anyway, and it's what I see online. So you just have to fill out this form. How you get the form to fill out, it's called letter. So you're on the same page. You're still on that stepupforstudent.org, still under scholarships and under PEP. You're in the what is required section still, right? We're on number 3. scroll down to helpful documents. It's a blue banner at the bottom. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see home education termination letter. So just click on that and it'll open up to a PDF. Print that out and then fill it out. It is fairly easy. All it has is the date of termination, which can be your award date is fine, she said. That would be fine, the date you got or received the award. Then put the name of your student or students there at the top. And then the time that I called in earlier, it was a gentleman, and he said, go ahead and click that the child has been awarded the personalized education program. So put an X or a check there. That's why we're changing styles or types of homeschool. And then go ahead and sign in date and put your address. And that's it. But what do you do with it? You have to email it to the district that you're in. And so how he showed me how to get there is, again, go back to that same page. How to find the district. Okay, so you've got the page. I would scan it and save it for your own records. But once it's scanned, perfect, because you're going to need to email it. Go back to the same page we were at, but go down to number 4. There's a hyperlink that's in red called Norm Referenced Test. It doesn't seem like you should click on this one, but you should. Go ahead and click on it, and it will take you to the Florida Department of Education website. So it's like launching you off of the Step Ups site, but with a new tab, I think. So you didn't lose your place. Scroll down. Now you're on now you're on Florida Department of Education page. Scroll down to directories on the left. And then over sort of in the middle, you'll see Home Education Contacts. That's it. Click that link and it will open up to all the home education districts' contact information. So you decide what district you're in based on where you live. Scroll down and find that name, and you should find the person, the phone number, and the email address that you need. So you can call them first and be like, hey, I have my form to send you. We're a PEP student now. Or you can just email it and ask him or her to maybe respond like, I got it, you're all good. However you want to do it. But that's how you find the contact information of the district that you are in Florida. So that takes care of number 3. And you shouldn't have to do this more than once. As far as I understand, this is us declaring it this time. Maybe we will have to renew. I'm not sure. It's my first year. So we'll see what happens next year. But this is how you declare yourself as a PEP student. Okay, so let's go back to, we have one more thing to do. Don't lose me, stay with me, okay? All right, so now we are on number 4, and it says we have to, the standardized testing is number 4. It says take a norm reference test annually and submit the results to the SFO. Parents of PEP students may choose from the list of assessments that are approved for other scholarship students attending participating private schools. So they have a list there that you can choose from, but I also checked, I don't know if I got this from the handbook or where I got it, but I did communicate with the gal yesterday, and she confirmed that yes, there's many more state testings that you can take besides the ones that are listed here. So you can take the Iowa assessments, PSAT, SAT, pre-SAT, Stanford 10, and there's many more that are listed there. So if you have been taking your annual standardized testings already, based on how you wanted to file, and you you have a favorite one, you can probably find it and use it, is all I'm trying to say. We like the Iowa 10, or the Iowa assessments. So we probably will choose that one. I'll decide later. I'll pray about it and see what the Lord, because there's good and bad. I have a couple of videos out there, I think at least one, explaining standardized testing and how we do it and so on. But this was from different states when we used to homeschool in California and North Carolina. So it's different here in Florida. It's a certified teacher in the state of Florida that has to administer them. So we've actually already spoken with, I've spoken with our certified teacher that does our annual evaluations. Honestly, guys, I think I'm going to have her continue to help us, even though I don't have to now. She's a wealth of information, and I really appreciate kind of having her one-on-one with the kids and still seeing how they're doing. Technically, I don't have to keep having her come, but I think it's a good idea, especially if you're newer to homeschool, or we're actually kind of new to Florida, so she's been a wealth of knowledge to really help us get our feet wet and kind of figure out the homeschool groups and stuff in the area. But anyway, you can hire someone like her to administer the test. It's really not a big deal. Honestly, it's not. It's not a pass or fail. I know a lot of people are afraid of the standardized test, but we've been taking them for years, and the kids they're not really nervous about it. I tell them, hey, just do your best. If you don't know, just keep moving. So, and then it lets you kind of know where your kiddos are in each subject so that you kind of can know next year, hey, we're going to take a little more time with science or a little more time with math or whatever based on the grades. So, anyway, I wanted to kind of encourage you guys if you're being, or if you're nervous about it, if you've never done standardized testing, it's not very hard. And we actually might get together with another family. You can do that. I was homeschooled as a kid, and my mom would sometimes get us together with other homeschool families to take the standardized testing, which made it a fun big day, you know, and you could, you know, have lunch and play with your friends afterwards. So anyway, that's the detail on the standardized testing. The gal said that we would get an email probably in our dashboard to let us know that it's time to take the standardized test. And she said that'll probably come up April or May of next year. So nothing to do right now about that. Just next year you'll get a notice about it, so you can be talking with your friends or maybe some local districts that would allow you to come and take the test as well with your kids. Okay, and so that's it. So we finally got to all of their checklists. So let's review really quickly. So you've declared your student's grade with your application. When they tell us to, we're going to submit our learning plan for each kid. You have to submit one for each kid. Then you're going to fill out that letter of withdrawal and that you are now filing as a PEP student. And she said, please do, I said, I should do that right away, shouldn't I? And she said, yeah, as soon as you can, because we're not going to get funded. And she said, you won't get funding until, even though you're awarded, she's like, we won't provide funding until we get that letter that, you know, you've filed with us. So try to get that done soon if you can. And then the last thing is the standardized test, which we don't do now. We just know that we're going to do that in the spring of next year. So that's it. And then one other sort of perk I found is, so as ongoing, we'll keep doing our student learning plan, and we will keep doing the standardized testing. That's really the only two things we have to do now as a PEP homeschool family. But the perk I found was at the bottom of the page. If you scroll down, not the very bottom, right above the blue banner, it says there are no specific hourly requirements for students, and parents are not required to keep a record of the number of instructional hours / days, so hours or days. So that was really exciting for me, because I've been painstakingly keeping, you know, records of all the days and, you know, what we've done in order to meet the requirement of whatever state we've lived in. So that'll be a little bit more relaxed. I'll probably still keep tabs on it, but anyway, I just thought if you guys have been also keeping, I guess we don't have to keep track anymore. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging with me. This was a long, full video. I hope the information has helped you. And I did want to mention, thank you so much for the comments that you guys are all making. It's helping me and helping others for sure. Somebody mentioned not to make purchases until July 1st, and that is true. I did call in. Thank you so much. We're not supposed to be making purchases until July 1st of 2024. And then reimbursements, you're able to start asking for reimbursements when you're funded. And I believe it would be around August 15th to September 15th is what one of the gals said. It should be the first quarter drop of funds. So that'll kind of give you an idea of how to pace yourself a little bit on the financial side of this. So also, I'm going to go ahead and put a few links below the videos, the other two videos I have on the Step Up Scholarship, and then also a link to the Step Up's website. Hope you guys are having a great week. I'll talk to you later. God bless you.